Nana had a couple of comments I wanted to bring up that I thought was really good. One of those is, we talk about ITIL. I think this is a really good summary. ITIL is managing the IT that enables delivering those services, right? So if we are a grocery store, we still need IT to order the food, to check people out, to take their money, to do our budgeting, to do our inventory management. We're not an IT company, but we need IT. And I can't think of a single business these days that doesn't use IT to some level. I have a friend who owns a dog sitting business over here in Orlando near the theme park. So if you're coming to the theme park for the day, you can drop your dog off and she watches the dogs for a day or two and then gives it back to you, right? Her business runs on the internet because she has to find customers and do billing and accounting and collect payment and schedule reservations and calendaring and all of that. So if her laptop goes away and she's a little company of 1 or 2 people, it really hurts them. So IT really these days is such a business enabler that I think that's a really important point. The other one that came up here from Nan, she said, they think that it's great because they don't have the proper KPIs to reflect actual operations, but provided statistics that gratify the business management. This goes into what we were just talking about, that watermelon effect, right? Looks green on the outside, but red on the inside. And so be careful with metrics and measures. When you're selecting your performance success factors or your KPIs, I like what David said. Keep them inside of your team and share the results or the overview outside that tells the story to support the operations and let people know what you're doing for them. When I used to work as an IT director, we did what we called our quarterly town halls with each of the other department heads, like the operations department head, the human resource department head, the personnel department head, the administrative department head. And we bring all them together and say, what are we doing that's working for you? What are we doing that isn't working for you? Where are your problems? Yeah. What is working? What isn't? Oh, the internet's not fast enough. We're able to get the job done. It's not bad enough to get a support ticket, but it'd be really great if you could bump up the fiber line and make it a 1 gig instead of a 500 meg connection. Things like that would come up in these discussions that we can then fix these systematic problems.
Yeah, and I want to stress the importance of what you just said there and add to it and say, very often we think that we're doing these things because we had a meeting at some point and we documented the requirements and now we're meeting those requirements. I cannot overemphasize enough the fact that this is a continually evolving set of expectations. And it's really important for us as IT professionals, as service management professionals, to continue to sit down with the people that we're serving. Have coffee with them, go and visit them in their offices or on the workplace, factory floor, wherever it is they happen to be. Learn firsthand what it means to them to use that service. Having a curious mind about the life of your customers is a really important mindset for service managers, but it's one that we very often don't do. And I keep seeing this as like, well, why would they want to have coffee with me? Why, I'm giving them the service. Isn't that enough? Very often, no, it's not actually, because things have changed since you last spoke to them. So keep those meetings going. It's really important. Don't hide behind the technology wall. I think just an important mindset for us to have and make the opportunities. Someone else once said to me, well, I don't know who to meet with.
Yep.
Find out. It doesn't matter. Start somewhere. Start with the person that you already know in the other part of the business and sit down and have coffee with them and say, who do I need to be speaking to in your organization? Doesn't matter if it's a level or two above your status within the organization. Figure out how to have those discussions with them. Figure out what's important to them and how to position the services you deliver in terms that are important to them. I think that's an important part of that.
Definitely. And the other important part of that is when you're meeting with people, don't just meet with the leaders, right? You also want to meet with lower level folks. So in my position, every time I go to a new organization, which was every 2, 3, 4 years, I'd move to the next position, get a promotion, get a new job, whatever. And the first thing I would do is I would meet with the leaders and say, what's working, what's not? Tell me all your problems. I'm here to help. And they're like, well, the network always was broken and blah, blah, blah. And the last guy wouldn't do this. Like, great. I'm a new guy. Don't get mad at me. I'm here to solve the problems. Tell me what your problems are. I'll give you a timeline. We'll get this resolved, right? And so I was able to collect those from the leadership. But then I would also go around and just walk around the building and walk into HR and be like, hey, how are things going? What do you use your computer for? What's working well? And that's where I found a lot of those things that the bosses didn't know because they're not the ones in their inbox all day. They're not the ones on Zooms all day. They're not the ones doing PowerPoints all day. And I found so many people where it's like, I have this little 15-inch monitor. If you gave me a 20-inch monitor, I could be a lot more effective. Well, crap, that's $100 upgrade per employee. Let's do that, right? And we replaced everybody's monitors with 27-inch monitors and external keyboards and mice and all the stuff that was like little annoyances that we could solve very cheaply that increased productivity. And now all of a sudden you're a rock star because you made their life easier, right? So that's kind of things I've always done.